I did have another video in mind to make today, but when I heard this, I had to talk about it because I just think it's too important. This article is from Geeks and Gamers. Starfleet Academy viewership reportedly collapses to under 40,000 per episode. 40,000 views per episode. Unreal, if this report is accurate. That is a lot lower. That's a lot lower than I would have thought. In fact, I get views on my channel, on some of my videos, that are higher than that. And needless to say, it doesn't cost me very much to make a YouTube video. But an episode of Starfleet Academy has a budget in the millions. 40,000 views per episode. That's averaged out across 10 episodes of the first season. So some episodes like the premiere, for example, would have gotten more than that, but it averages out to be 40,000. So the article says, if this report is even remotely accurate, Starfleet Academy may go down as one of the most shocking flops in modern streaming history. According to YouTuber Mike Stoklasa, so this was reported by Mike of Red Letter Media, the viewership numbers behind Starfleet Academy aren't just bad, they're downright cataclysmic. This is a quote from him. I heard from my source, the entire first season of Star Trek Starfleet Academy, not individual episodes, the entire season total views, about 400,000, he said. Not per episode. Cumulatively, the entire series, so the entire first season, about 400,000 views, which is an average of maybe 40,000 views per episode. 400,000 views for the 10 episodes of season 1. I have videos with more views than that. I have videos with more than 400,000 views. Not that many recently, but back in the day, yeah, I did have some videos with more views than that. But yeah, there's big YouTubers who regularly bring in more views from a single video than 400,000. So 400,000 for 10 episodes of a science fiction show with a big budget, that's just shockingly low. And above all, I think it raises serious questions about season 2. Because, as we know, the show is cancelled. So there will not be a season 3, but season 2 was already shot. So the second season is going ahead. It's in post-production now, and it's going to air next year. But surely the viewership numbers will be even lower. Why wouldn't they just cancel it outright at this stage? I mean, if these views... Even if these views were twice that, even if it made 800,000 views for the whole season, it still wouldn't justify paying the considerable post-production costs and marketing for season 2. So it's just going to cost the studio more than they're going to make out of it. It's so pointless. I mean, this has got to be a financial loss. So just cut your losses now, and just shelve season 2 post-production entirely. You don't have to finish it. You don't have to market it. I just don't understand why, with these kind of viewership numbers, why would they bother spending another penny on this show to complete season 2? Why would you spend it? Season 2 is probably going to have lower ratings than season 1. You'd imagine, right? How much worse could it get than this? The article says, not 400,000 per episode, not even close. That's 400,000 total views across the entire season. So again, the first couple of episodes probably would have had the most amount of views. The premiere is always going to do a little bit better than the rest of the season, typically speaking. Divide that across 10 episodes and you're looking at fewer than 40,000 viewers per episode. For a franchise as massive as Star Trek, those numbers are downright catastrophic. Yeah, I mean, They are. Well, now, before anyone considers, well, I guess Starfleet Academy has killed the Star Trek franchise, it's likely that the damage was done by the likes of Star Trek Discovery, Strange New Worlds, the first 2 seasons of Picard, Section 31. Starfleet Academy, I think, was merely the nail in the coffin at this stage. The more concerning question, I think, is with respect to the future of the franchise. Is Star Trek dead because of this? Has permanent damage been done to the Star Trek brand because of so many mediocre, terrible productions like Starfleet Academy? Is it recoverable? Is the franchise recoverable? That's a hard question, I think, to answer. That's a hard question to answer. But we have to ask, what would be needed? What would Star Trek need to become? What would they need to do in order to increase the viewership back to, the respectable numbers? The kind of numbers that the franchise deserves. Audiences become understandably jaded when their once beloved pop culture franchise descends into what Star Trek has descended into. Preachy mediocrity, fan expectations subverted to the point of the show just being unrecognizable and generally unpleasant to watch. And Starfleet Academy, I watched the entire first season, as you know, and I reviewed it on the Dave Cullen Show, my other channel, and it was very unpleasant to watch, to say the least. It doesn't help that shows like this are not being made with the core Star Trek audience in mind. Everything seems to be about pandering to a modern audience, a new audience. To the producers and the studio, how did that work out for you? How'd that work out for Starfleet Academy? Because the show is cancelled. Where was that modern new audience? Because if they did show up, they didn't exactly show up in very significant numbers. Now, while I was making this video, I realized something. I reviewed all 10 of the first season episodes of Starfleet Academy. And I'm going to give you the numbers, the number of views that I got on each of my review videos. My review video of the first episode of season 1 brought in 138,000 views. My review video of the second episode brought in 90,000 views. I got 76,000 views from my review of episode 3. My review of episode 4 brought in 79,000 views. My review of episode 5, 85,000 views. My review of episode 6, 85,000 views. My review of episode 7, 84,000 views. My review of episode 8, 81,000 views. My review of episode 9, 71,000 views. And finally, my review of episode 10, 73,000 views. Yes, my review videos on my other YouTube channel, The Dave Cullen Show, brought in more views than the actual show. If you add up all of the view counts of my 10 review videos for season 1, it comes to approximately 862,000 views for those 10 videos. More than double the reported total of the actual first season. I have no words. That shouldn't be possible. That should not be possible. I did not think that would be the case. I didn't expect that the ratings were going to be high for this show. I mean, I looked at the trailer and I thought, yeah, that's a very cancelable show. That show is not going to last. It looks terrible. But for heaven's sake, I mean, look, to Paramount Skydance, they're never going to watch this, but I just want to say on record, you have to rethink season 2. You don't have to release this. Just pull the plug. Discontinue production. Star Trek doesn't need this. And producing season 2 will only further hurt the brand. The viewership numbers are beyond embarrassing. Star Trek deserves so much better than this. So much more. The fans clearly don't want it. If they did, they'd have shown up in serious numbers for season 1. They didn't. And in the interest of whatever future this franchise will have, you might want to cut your losses sooner rather than later, because it would just be a smart move. Cancelling season 2 now, I think, would demonstrate discernment and an acknowledgement that Starfleet Academy was a mistake, and one that can be learned from. Those are my thoughts on this one. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.